Ah. Well, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? I sent the invite out to PUERTOROCK, Mr. Grand Opening, Grand Closing himself. And I just wait to see if we're going to hear back from him. But what is happening? I've been playing Spider-Man. You have to deal with me for a few minutes. Give it a little bit of time to see if he jumps on. And let me send trying to make sure I sent the right invite to the right place. So let me use the trying to see if I can use back up here. So shout out to Sick Humor. He got another he got another channel. So very good chance I'm going to do another. I'm trying to get the information together. Let's send this one more time to P-Rock. And you know, things happen. But there we go. So let me just come back over here. Ah, there we go. So yeah, so I may end up doing a podcast tomorrow night. My goodness, Friday night, kind of a post Black Friday podcast. We'll talk about what you all went out and got on Black Friday. Let's drop one or two things in. You know, you don't have to drop everything, and then we'll move that into the creepy section, as I'm gonna possibly do some stuff on the black-eyed children. Again, not a long podcast. It's it'll be a nice one though. So, you know. So what's going on, Overdone? So yeah, waiting for the special guest. Told him 4 p.m., but it's just it's 4. So I've been playing Spider-Man today. What you all been doing? What's going on, Texas Lean? Jantaku Game 3. How you doing? What everybody? What up, Trey BK? So what is happening? Who's playing Fallout 76? Anybody playing Fallout 76? So, well, yeah, I wanted to give my man P-Rock the floor, see what was happening. I hadn't heard back from him, though. I heard from him around 3, but I hadn't heard back. So nobody's playing Fallout 76? So what's everybody playing? Isn't that the excuse me, isn't that the new game? All right, how about that Spider-Man DLC? You've got Wasp in your computer room? Yeah, you got to get that shit took care of, son. Oh, it's a new God of War, new game plus. All right, so somebody answer me something about God of War. Those 3 dudes you fight, are those 3 Thor's sons? And they never explained why they were trying to kill you. So Fallout 76 is trash. So what's up, Frieratron? What's going on? So we still missed the little pink happy face, but what's happening? So see, Destiny 2 is improved. Okay, yes, I didn't know it was bad. Baldur is not okay. So they were sent by old, but does it ever explain why? I mean, it was just like they were showing up. like friggin' a rash. Red Dead 2. Okay. You playing Red Dead on the PlayStation or on the Xbox? So yeah, I'm playing this Spider-Man new game plus right now. I'm enjoying it. I need to figure out how to get the Iron Spider suit because I need like 3 challenge tokens. So where do I go to get some more challenge tokens? So because right now I'm using the Doc Ock suit and I'm pretty damn unstoppable. So superior, yeah, no. So Ryan the professional, what you playing, Ryan? So are you like to Destiny? No spoilers. Oh, for the Spider-Man game? No, I'm just trying to figure out if there's something kind of mission I need to do. I want to get the Iron Spider. So, I hear somebody. Is it Santa Claus?
Ho ho ho's everywhere we goes. What's going on, brother? Hold on,
what's happening, Rock?
Let me just trying to fix my settings. Fucking, Windows.
Oh yeah, Mr. Grand Opening,
Grand Opening, Grand Close. What's going on, bro? How's everything, man?
Going good,
Finally,
man.
I was able to catch you doing a podcast at an appropriate time because you always be doing some random dates and shit and times. I'm like, it's like CIA and shit. You never hold the same thing, same place at the same time twice.
I know. They kind of know where to expect me at, though. So generally, if I'm off work, it's between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. So
hold on. Let me send you already tweeted out the link in your Twitter?
Yeah. You can retweet it out. That's fine. Yeah, I tweeted it out about an hour ago.
Oh shit, that already. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. And then I'll retweet it out.
All right.
And then so how's everything, man? How's everything going for you, brother?
Oh, I can't complain. Still alive, not dead or in jail. Playing this Spider-Man new game plus.
That's good. Have you played the new DLC?
Not yet. I'm going through the new game plus. I'm trying to get the Iron Spider suit. That's the one suit I haven't been able to get yet.
Oh, you didn't do it during the regular game?
Nah, so I'm doing it during new game plus. So, or if I can do it during new game plus.
Why? Do you didn't have enough materials or something?
I guess not, or I chose a different outfit. I like the outfit where he was. What's the name of it? It's like he was.
Not to interrupt you, but you should be able to get all the suits. The only thing is, like, some of the events are like tiers, like tier 3, tier 2, tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to try to go for the tier 1 tiers to get the most amount of like crime tokens and stuff like that. Like also, like if you do the bases, right?
Yeah.
And some of them give you like a special condition, like electrocute 10 guys or take down 5 guys silently. Those gives you extra tokens.
Okay.
So if you do those little side things, you'll be able to get, like, if you probably don't even, I mean, unless you want to do Noon Game Plus, but if you don't really want to do it, like if your only intention is to do Noon Game Plus because you just want to get the Iron Spider suit, you could just do the regular game and do the bases. Like you can highlight the bases and it'll tell you like the special conditions that you missed.
Oh, okay. I got
it. And then redo the base mission, but include the special conditions, and you'll get extra crime tokens and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm all about crime tokens. I like it though. I'm going around just wearing people out. Like,
I mean, you do get more trophy. I think they have more trophies. All right, they have like 2 extra trophies for that for doing New Game Plus. So I mean, that's good. I might do that later on. After I figure I'll probably do New Game Plus after I do all the DLC.
Yeah. I like that first. I like that Black Cat DLC. That was good.
Yeah. The heights. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm ready for this one too. But because I gotta work Thanksgiving Day and day after. So
that sucks because you work in the hospital, right?
Yeah. So I signed up to do it so I could have all Cyber Monday. And kind of the deal I got. Plus, it gives me a nice little 3-day weekend. and they watch all the college football games. All the rivalry games are Saturday, all of them. So Auburn, Alabama, all of them. Tennessee.
Yeah. The South is big on college football.
Yeah, so
that's not really a New York thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, they're horrible up there. Stony Brook used to be pretty good back in the day, though.
Yeah, but the thing, this is mostly basketball. Like, basketball's a big thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now they got their thing going on up there. I know that. So on the b-ball. But what's happening? How's your family doing?
Oh, we're doing good. Just preparing for Thanksgiving tomorrow. It's just me and the wife, and then because my daughter's back in the States. Yeah. And she's with her mother's side of the family. And that's it, everything's good, God is good, life is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't complain myself. Yeah, I'll miss Thanksgiving family side, but I told them to save me some turkey so I can make me some they're deep frying a turkey. And I said, well, save me some of that dark meat so I can make my turkey and cheese sandwiches. So yeah, but I got some nieces and nieces will be back in town, and she's staying until Sunday. So we're all gonna probably go out Saturday. Just kind of all of us get together. Once you get kind of turkeyed out, maybe do some stuff, go to a movie, something like that. So that'll be fun. So it's also depressing. You see, everybody's growing up now. So yeah. But nah, man. Everybody's doing good. Everybody's doing good. So appreciate you stopping by. So what's on your mind, my brother? I see you talking about this dishwasher, JAYTECHTV.
Okay, yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about my channel, but so somebody like maybe about a week ago asked me something about fucking JAYTECHTV, if I follow him. I don't know what the condition was, but it's usually council conversation, and I just said that I don't mess with that dude because he's pretty much PlayStation's version of Crack Gamer, and I don't deal with dudes that far into the spectrum and shit like that. He's a weirdo, and I don't deal with that. Whatever. So somehow word of God crossed to him. Maybe he saw it. Maybe somebody else saw it. Whatever the condition. So he decided to make a video about me. But just in classic fashion, he just does his weird shit, right? He starts talking about how long he's been on YouTube, which I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything. He's telling people he's been doing this on YouTube since 2011, and I only joined in 2016. And then he said I started doing videos right before E3 2016. Therefore, I started my channel because I was clout chasing on the success of PlayStation 4. So here's the funny part. So if anybody's been following my channel for the longest, everybody knows that my start wasn't really on my channel with my video. It was actually on the multiplayer podcast. Well, not even the multiplayer podcast. It was on the Xbot versus Pony podcast. As that year started, like in May or April of that year. So now I did create my channel in 2015 because at the time my brother-in-law and a group of friends, we was gonna start my not my channel but our channel. If you ever noticed, maybe if you ever looked at my Twitter handle or something, you will see it would be, or like in my YouTube, every time I link people to my YouTube channel, is actually PUERTOROCK.AAGE. The AAGE stands for All Access Gaming and Entertainment. That was supposed to be the group, right? So the original concept was we were gonna have, and I think the YouTube channel's up, but we just didn't do anything with it. It would be All Access Gaming Entertainment. That would be like the foundation, right? And then from there, we will have our individual flavors. So I would be the PlayStation guy. My brother-in-law, he was like the phone gaming guy. We would have one of our homegirl. So she would be like the female gamer, showing the perspective of the female side of gaming. And then we had a friend that was in the UK, and he would be like, represent the European side of gaming. And then we would do our own thing on our own channels, and then we would come together on the All Access Gaming and unify there. You understand what I'm saying? So kind of we would have our own shit individually representing All Access Gaming Entertainment, but then the actual AAGE, channel, and we had like a whole slew of ideas. Like we were gonna call our subscribers agents, and we were gonna do all of that shit, but it just never got together, whatever, right? So that was that. So since then, I was just using the name PUERTOROCK77 because that was the name I was using for my PSN anyway for the longest, and I was just mostly on Twitter and all that stuff. Around May, April, right? Or April, really, Zaire started, and I was always following Zaire. In fact, I was following Crumbside YouTube for a long time, even before this account. So, like on YouTube, I was, let me put, I ain't gonna say, I don't want to use the word dare, but I saw the video of Chad Warden making fun of Nintendo when he uploaded it. Like most people saw it, you know, just like a legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody who sees the after effect is just like other people's channel and they talk about him. No, I actually saw it on his channel like 2 days after he uploaded it. So like that shit blew up, and I'm thinking, yo, this guy just started a council war on YouTube. And I don't think people realize it. In my opinion, that was the start of the council war on YouTube, the crumb side. And it was him when he came out with Chad Daddy. Yo, like I saw it 2 days after he uploaded it on his channel. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit. Then I seen all the people. There was a dude named White Knight 666, Armake 21. There was just so many people that went at him. I mean, it was like probably a huge response video. And he didn't have a lot of subscribers.
Right.
But it was ridiculous how he put people in their feelings. So that's how long I've been looking at YouTube. And then, you know, as we talked about on my podcast and everything, I've been engaged in the industry and the fanboy side of gaming, going back to the PlayStation 1 and 64. I used to read and write editorials in magazines and shit like that. So that's why I have so much knowledge, because this thing ain't new to me. I've been interested in gaming industry, sales, analytics, you know, how industry, you know, I've been all into that. And then the fanboy side, going back to the PlayStation 1 and N64. Now, most people probably be asking me, now, side story, and I said this story 100 times, but, you know, we always have new people, new subscribers, whatever. The reason why I got into it was because before the N61 PS1 era, right? N64, I said N61. You know, N64 PS1 era, you know, the Sega Genesis era and stuff like that, the Super Nintendo era, you know, all that, the NES era, whatever. TurboGrafx-16. I used to pretty much get almost everything, you know, whether I did it with my own allowance money or my parents bought it. But like to me, gaming across every device was like the shit. Like if they made it, I would get it. I had Rob the Robot, I had U-Force, I had the Power Glove, I had the Sega 3D gun and 3D glasses. I had the bazooka, I had the trackpad for track and field.
The cheat thing, I forgot what it's, the Genie, is it called?
Oh yeah, the game Genie, and there was another one. There was another knockoff. I had that. Fuck, I pretty much had everything, right? And I thought I had Sega CD, TurboGrafx CD. Fuck, I pretty much had, you know, I had a lot of devices, right? And I thought they were just, you know, and they were so fun to play, but like within a couple of months, we wouldn't get any games or anything. Like it would like be useless. And I never understood why at the time. You know, I'm 13, 14, 15, you know, around that time. Yeah. And throughout that time, I didn't understand, you know, like, for example, why did Sega CD didn't get that much support? How come they didn't make more games for the bazooka when it was just so dope? I just didn't get, why did one console get more games than the other? I didn't put two and two together. So during the PS1 and 64, I started, you know, most of the time I would be reading magazines just for the games and stuff like that. I started reading the editorials. And I started reading editors and stuff like that. And they were talking about sales or how sales of this was down. And then they would like predict that this particular thing wouldn't have a much support and all that. So I started reading this and started learning about the industry. I'm like, holy shit. Now I'm seeing a different side. Like if you pay attention, you could almost predict what's going to be the new fad, what's going to be the hit thing, what's going to fail, stuff like that. Like Dreamcast, I knew at the time that wasn't going to last the 2 years. Because throughout the magazines, the signs were there. Like if you read the magazine editorials, they will actually tell you the console's not selling anywhere. So I was like, so even though I had the Dreamcast, I knew the days were already done. And then Sega will push out hints and news that they were, you know, kind of like how, you know, now, I mean, it's easier now because you have Twitter and social media. So when a corporation says, hey, this is our vision, everybody kind of knew, right? But back then you had to read a magazine. So Sega, during the magazines and interviews, they always hinted of supporting games across multiple platforms. You know, that was their vision. Sounds familiar, right? And then ultimately, they stopped the Dreamcast, and then they went third-party multi-platform. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I already knew that was happening because of reading and understanding, and because of that, I stood with reading the industry and stuff like that, and picking and choosing which platforms I'm gonna get and all that stuff. So I no longer just jumped on anything just to jump on it. I kind of like knew what was gonna be the new fad or whatever and stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got into. So now that's pretty much how I got into the whole learn about the industry, MPD. Hell, I remember MPD. They used to separate, game sales. It never used to be combined. Like it used to be Call of Duty 360 version was number 1, Call of Duty PS3 version was number 2 on the list, and they used to do it like that. Like and they used to tell you the number of sales, like 238,000 copies versus 176, and then at a certain point they stopped that and they made it combined. And then they didn't give you numbers at all. They just told you the placement. But anyway, so that's how I got into that, right?
Right.
So anyway, fast forward, Zaire creates the Xbox versus Pony podcast, right? And the truth is the ponies were getting slaughtered. You know what I'm saying? They were just getting manhandled because they were getting overwhelmed with the narratives and bullshit lies that Xbox were creating, and they just didn't know how to counter it. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree.
The PlayStation fans was trying to use the same tactics as the Xbox fans. The only problem is these guys been lying and creating false narratives for 4 years.
Correct. Yeah.
So they got the art of making bullshit seem truthful down packed.
Yeah.
They were the masters at it. PlayStation guys, they're not good at that because that's not what we really do. You understand? But they tried and they were just getting slaughtered, and they would nick. And then also the PlayStation guys, the main thing is they wouldn't admit something was bad. They would try to defend everything. And the truth is, if you try to defend everything, then you ultimately defend nothing.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? You have to know when to pick your battles, because the truth is the art of debate is not to try to convince your opponent that you're right. It's to convince the audience that you're right. Yeah. That's why a lot of people get debates confused. They try to fight the opponent. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to change his mind. That's not what you're there for. You know what I'm saying? If the guy thinks he needs he needs an air conditioner in the Arctic, then he's going to get an air conditioner in the Arctic. There's nothing you can do about that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. If the dude wants to drink hot chocolate at 12 noon in the middle of the summer in Florida instead of an ice cold beer, then that's what they're going to do. You can't change your opponent's mind. That's not what they're there for. They're not there to learn. They're there to embarrass you. So the art of debate is you're really not talking to him, even though you are, or her. You're really talking to the audience. That's who you're trying to convince that your opponent's wrong. Not your opponent, because your opponent will never admit they're wrong. It's the audience, right? And PlayStation guys didn't do that. What they were trying to do is they were trying to go at the Xbox guys and try to convince them that they're right. That's not going to happen. One, they're lying. So right off the bat, they have no intention of conceding to any point when all they're bringing up is lies and stuff and misdirection, right? Yeah. So after a while, but the nail that drove the coffin home was Jay Sentries versus Rambo, right?
Yeah, I remember that one.
So I saw that episode, and Jay Sentries won that debate. And then in the end, Rambo's like, well, I'm not really a PlayStation guy. I'm more into PC. And I'm like, okay, I'm fucking done. This is fucking ridiculous. So then I messaged Zaire. I'm like, bro, you need to at least get PlayStation guys, because this is looking stupid for a podcast that's called Xbox vs. Pony. He's like, well, he goes, then you step up if you're talking all that shit. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Set me up, right?
Right.
So then he set me up with Jay Sentries, right? Since he was like the current champ, and I slaughtered him. It was bad.
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
And then bot after bot that came on the show, it was only like 2 or 3 more guys. After that, Zaire wasn't getting no more requests to get on the show. Like, it was done. It was over. Like, there was no more. He said before his timeline and his DMs were nothing but Xbox dudes ready to jump on PlayStation dudes. So they were volunteering. Once I was the current champ going episode after episode, it just stopped. And then that's it. There was no more Xbox vs. Ponies. And that's when the multiplayer podcast idea came around, and Zaire wanted me to do that. At the same time, it was Zaire pushing me to do videos, right? He's like, yo, E3's coming up, bro. Fucking, you got to do a video, start leading up to it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get your channel up and running. And I'm like, nah, I don't really got, that's when I was using that PS4 mic. to talk because I didn't have anything. I wasn't really doing anything, right? He's like, man, he doesn't give a shit he was like, I don't give a shit if you do it on a fucking phone. Just do something. He says, do not let E3 pass you by and you do nothing. Get your name out there, get your opinions, stream. He says, do whatever the fuck you do it, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't do my channel by myself really because of E3 Sony. It was because of Zaire. He encouraged me. You know, he gave me tips, pointers. And most of the time I was on his podcast, on a multiplayer podcast, which ended up being me versus 6 fucking Xbox guys, or really 5. And then what's his name? Forgot his name, the Jamaican cat from the UK.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
My boy, damn, I haven't talked to him in such a long time.
Yeah.
MVP, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He would be, you know, you don't know what fucking side he repped one week or another. One day he'll be a Nintendo guy, one day he'll be an Xbox guy, one day he'll be a PlayStation guy. But the other ones, you know, at the time it was B Shadows, K Mega, what's his name? T Reaper, Zaire.
Yeah.
All day was kind of neutral, but for the most part, it was Xbox and then me. That's pretty much what it was. It was Xbox guys versus me, right?
When I first started, not the interruption, when I remember it was you, B Shadow. I do remember because somebody put his name in the chat about somebody named B Shadow. I'm like, who the hell is that? And I remember you and then Zaire. But go ahead. I remember that.
And then Zaire would stack every question or every scenario in favor of Xbox guys. So my job was just that much harder. But he did it at the time because his channel was primarily all Xbox. Yeah. And whatchamacallit, they love the attempts of seeing a PlayStation guy get beat down. But no matter what, it was hard because, you know, Zaire would just come out with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he is. He tries to come up with narratives and bullshit for the entertainment side, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But then I will preach truth, and in the end, most of the time I would just make them look stupid. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but anyway, that was all part of the entertainment and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward, I would do my channel, I would do videos, and then I started my podcast. And then I would do the 60 frame no lag podcast. I would keep doing debates. So between the debates, calling out the bullshit, you know, and all that stuff, my channel just kept getting higher and higher and higher. What blew up my channel, believe it or not, had nothing to do with PlayStation.
Yeah.
What blew up my channel was actually my Scalebound rant, and it was the first video that reached 8,000. Before then, my videos was like 500, 400, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And throughout that whole time, I was telling people that when I get my Xbox, I'm gonna do an Xbox unboxing because at the time I thought, you know, Scalebound was gonna be a big deal, and that maybe there's a chance that Microsoft might do a Scalebound custom bundle. You know? So that's what I was waiting for.
All thought that.
So that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for a Scalebound custom Xbox One bundle, and I kept telling people that's gonna be my first unboxing in my channel. It's gonna be the Xbox One S. Or, you know, Scalebound, because that's what I want, right?
Yep.
Then we got the fucking news announcement from Phil, it's canceled.
Yeah.
So that was my first rant video. I was talking Spanish, I was in my bag.
Yeah.
And that shit got 8,000 views. And that's what blew up my channel. I mean, everybody was like, oh shit, who's this guy? You know, not compared to other bigger YouTube, but for a guy who only had like 200, 100 subscribers, hell, most of the time when I did my live streams, I would only have 7 people watching. So I wasn't doing views, but I just kept at it. Scalebound changed everything for me.
Yeah.
8,000 views ultimately. I think if I remember, it was huge. I remember my brother-in-law, he came downstairs. He's like, yo, have you seen your video? I'm like, what you talking about? You look at your notifications. I had over like 200 notifications on the comment section. Like everybody, everybody was talking about Scalebound canceling, but nobody was venting. I was the only one that vented. So everybody that also was pissed off related to me. So that's why that video blew up so quick. I think it was like 5,000, 5 or 6. I mean, I have to look back to see where it was at ultimately. But that's what blew up my channel. And that's where everybody started seeing stuff like that.
Just let me tell the people in the chat. This video is called, it's a classic. It's called Scalebound has been canceled and I'm pissed. That's the name of the video. Because it still comes up. Yeah, that's a classic, bro. I remember I was listening to that on my way home from work. And the first person I heard was One Stop for Gamers talking about it. And I thought he was just doing a skit. because he had said to me he's gonna do some more skits. I'm like, all right, cool. I thought he was doing a skit, but then when I see your shit pop up, I'm like,
I was mad.
Yeah, you were mad as hell. I'm like, wait a minute, I had just ordered, but see, I was mad too, because see, I had just ordered a Xbox One S and just got it like 2 days before the announcement. I'm like, the damn thing ain't even at my house yet, and I can't play what I want to play. You know, and I was pissed. It just sat here for like 2 weeks. I didn't plug it in nothing, but yeah. But if you all want to watch that video, it is a classic.
Yeah, if you guys are if you guys were new to my channel, check that one out. That one's probably one of my best rants besides the Hellblade one. That's another good one. The Hellblade 250K. Yeah, you'll enjoy. Y'all enjoy those two. Those two are classics. Yeah. But so anyway. So during that time, you know, I'm doing my channel. I followed JAYTECH because I remember JAYTECH was Pyro 2000, right? JAYTECH, you know, in his video, he acts like I'm new to YouTube. I used to watch his shit, and I knew he was a PlayStation fanboy. But you know what I'm saying? Whatever. It was all part of content. And again, back in those days, I was watching everybody. El Presidor versus fucking General MLD, the Trey Brotherhood of Trey, Xbox Republic, fucking, you know, I remember I used to watch Solid Rev. We used to do those skits where he had girls come over and they saw him with an Xbox 360 and they left because they were disgusted. Yo, I'm telling you, everybody thinks, yo, like, and here's the thing, JAYTECH is fraud and acting like I didn't see all this, that I don't know nothing about this. I saw all of that shit. I saw General BLD talking about sales. I remember there was another dude also talking about sales. Fucking started with a B. Oh man, he just fell off. Fuck, what's his name? I'll try to remember his name. But I also remember Shokio. Everybody used to call him Will Smith. There was another dude named Zephyrix. He was a big Microsoft supporter, whatever, and he used to go at PlayStation. I remember Blackbound when he went after PS3 fanboys. He's the one that coined the term drones. He used to call PlayStation fan drones. I remember that. I remember Nintendo 316 and Wii Lover. You know, he'd be like, and you're getting the truth. And this man used to say the Wii was the greatest console ever. Funny shit. So I remember seeing all that shit, right? Brody, what's his name is? Brodio. Yeah, Brodio. Welcome to the Shodio. That was his name. He was an Xbox dude. Fucking big Xbox guy. In fact, he was the K-Mega before K-Mega.
Yeah. Well,
Brodio. Welcome to the Shodio.
Yeah, he's on.
Yeah, K-Mega reminds me of him. Yeah, they were just like, they were similar, whatever. But anyway, so I used to watch all that shit, right? So anyway, I used to follow JAYTECH when, you know, on Twitter and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And we were cool and all until he said something about PlayStation multiplayer. I cannot remember, but he said some wrong information, right? And again, it doesn't matter if you're a PlayStation dude. If you're saying the wrong shit, I'm gonna get in my bag and correct it, because ultimately, no matter what, if we're gonna push out information to gamers to use, learn, and be part of a hobby, it has to be the right information. I'm not gonna make up lies for PlayStation. That defeats the purpose, because then I'm just doing what the Xbox are doing, only on the other end of the spectrum. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not what I never want. That's not what I want. That's what I don't believe in. You know, preach the right information, preach the most factual information, and back it up. That's how I've always been, right?
Right. Correct.
So I disagreed with his view over something, and he blocked me. I was like, oh, shit. And that's when I learned, people were telling me, yeah, man, he blocks. If you say anything against him, he'll block you. I was like, all right. I was like, whatever. It's not the first time I got blocked by people. In fact, I remember the reason why I got blocked by Crap and Mooch. It was because during October 2015, this is how much I remember this. In October 2015, they were hyping that Xbox One was going to win November MPD of 2015. And I tweeted them, you know, because in October 2015, Halo come out. And I told them they're not going to win November MPD because, one, Halo came out in October, so all that big push of Halo sales counts for October.
Correct.
Everybody who wants Halo, and I'm not saying everybody, but the big majority, the big sales of Halo is happening in October. November is going to be trickle down. I told them that's one. Number two, PlayStation's coming out with custom Star Wars and Call of Duty. The two biggest games of November 2015 has marketing rights. They're selling a PlayStation with Darth Vader's face on it. That shit's just going to sell to fucking Star Wars nerds just on that merit alone.
Yeah.
They're not going to win November 15th, whatever. So they call me, another PlayStation fanboy or fake neutral, whatever. Block. Yo, they blocked me mad quick. Guess what happened in November 2015? PlayStation won.
They won.
Guess what was the number one, number two selling schools? Call of Duty, number one. Star Wars, number two.
Yeah.
No shit. No shit. And this is the shit I did. This is all the shit I was doing. But anyway, so I disagreed with JTech on something. He didn't like it. He blocked me, and that's when everybody was telling me, oh, yeah, he blocks. At that point, I didn't care. Fine.
Yeah.
The following months, the shit that was weird is any post I make or conversation I would get into, he would write to me and either post an article or talk shit, right? But the thing is, it would take for him to unblock me to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So basically what he was doing is he will unblock me, talk his little shit, right?
Yeah.
I'll be like a dumbass. I mean, the first two times, I got fooled. The third time I'm like, nah, I'm not getting fooled 3 times. Nah, get the fuck out of here. So the first 2 times, right? I will reply, right? But then he will block me. So now my reply is being replied to nobody. And then I don't know if this was set up or it's just coincidence. You will see his followers or just PlayStation dudes be like, yo, why are you stressing, stressing JTech? He blocked you, yet you're still talking about him. And I'm like, but he just said something. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, he just wrote something. Like, no, he didn't. He has you blocked. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. So I went on his page and I blocked him.
Right.
It was because of him I created my second rule of blocking. My first rule of blocking is if you're into racism, you talk about kids, doxing, all that personal shit over this console war stuff, I block you. Because this is just stupid. I don't go there, right? So that was always been my thing for blocking. My second rule for blocking, I created it because of him. And that's if you block me, like if I never met you, or if I do know you and you block me, then I'm blocking you right back. Because if you want this connection to be cut off, then I'm gonna make sure it's cut off. I'm not gonna give you the ability to block and unblock me and do what the fuck you want in my timeline or in my conversations. That shit ain't happening.
Yeah.
If you block me, I'm gonna block you, and then that's it. It's done deal. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it.
He has me blocked. All right, you remember back when the E3, like Microsoft would go, then PlayStation would go. They wouldn't like Monday, Xbox. I mean, everybody would go the same day. So JTech was actually streaming the event live. And before I even had a channel, something like that. So I typed in the chat. I'm like, hey, thanks for, and Xbox was counting down. They were counting down to start their show. And I said, hey, thanks for showing this live. And I said, so what do you think Xbox is going to show? This is a pretty basic question.
Yeah.
He blocked me. He blocked me for asking what Xbox was going to do. I truly think he's got post-traumatic stress disorder from the bullshit that he went through when he was getting eaten alive in those rooms when PS3 was getting their asses handed to him. And he was in those rooms trying to fight the good fight, but he was getting murdered in those rooms. I think he has some kind of stress disorder. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, brother.
All right, no problem. So, and then as you get to seeing some of his things, he just spreads lies. He makes up shit. I'm like, man, this dude's fucking, he doesn't like dissenting opinions whatsoever. He says he does. He doesn't really. That's why he blocks so many people that has any type of opposite opinion of him, right? So I said, I'm not fucking with this dude. I don't care. Now, this isn't the first time he tried to reach out and talk to me. When now that when my channel started growing a little bit, once I passed over 1,000 subscribers, whatever, and BG invited me to Weapon Wheel Podcast, whatever.
Yeah.
BG sent me a DM. He's like, hey, I don't blame you, but JTech is asking if you can't block him, whatever, so that way you could connect and stuff like that. He just, because I had him blocked, so he can't reach. And I told BG, nah, I don't fuck with that dude. And he's like, yeah, I don't blame you. I'm like, I don't fuck with him. He's a weirdo that makes up shit. So like for now, let's talk about the shit he's making up. There was a video. There was another time that people asked about fucking again. Why don't I mess with JTech? And I'm like, I don't fuck with him or his what was it? PlayStation Inquisition? No, what's the name of that group he created?
PlayStation. The PlayStation something. I forgot the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
He created a group, whatever.
It's a bunch of dishwashers.
And I remember it was either on Twitter or on a video. He started talking about, I don't know what was happening. I think it was when, PlayStation was started pumping with exclusives. PlayStation Legion, that's it. PlayStation Legion. Yeah. He's like, oh, you can't be part of the Legion if all you do is play multiplats on PlayStation. You got to play these exclusives. If you do it, I'm going to kick you out. I'm like, this weird motherfucker. Like, yo, this dude is weird. So I mentioned that, and then he tried to come at me. You know what I'm saying? So he come at me with lies by trying to show my trophies. This is how weird he is. So I had like 6 or 7 platinums, right? And like half of it is like, the Telltale games, right? So he's going out telling people that I'm just doing fake trophy hunting by playing easy games, and he doesn't respect that and shit like that. He's like, oh, I don't respect that. He's playing Telltale this, Telltale that, trying to get easy platinums instead of, going whatever. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So I ignored him, whatever. But the fact is, here's the truth. I don't hunt for trophies, period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The reason why I got platinums for Telltale games, because number one, all you got to do is beat the game to get it. And number two, I like playing fucking Telltale games. I like their games. I'm not doing it to fucking, if that was the case, then I would be playing the remasters like Wolf Among Us. I would play that. I didn't play it because I already played the Wolf Among Us on the PS3. I'm not going to play it again just for a platinum trophy. You know what I'm saying? There's so many easy games out there to get platinum trophies. I only had like 6 or 7. So it's not like I had 30 platinum trophies and 29 of them are Telltale games. Right. So you see, but that's the shit he does. He makes up scenario. So now he's making up another scenario talking about cloud chasing and that he's been here since the beginning. I don't give a fuck how long he's been doing YouTube. I don't care. Because the truth is this. It's true. He's been doing this since 2011, right? Yeah. But he wasn't the one trying to stop all this narrative bullshit. I did that shit, right? Correct. When I was doing multiplayer podcasts, 1 versus 6 on Xbox, he never tried to jump on and be like, yo, let me jump on and I got your back. He wasn't in the motherfucking gym shooting these shots with me. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going at these dudes fucking doing fucking debates and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? And any dissenting opinion, he would just block and ignore it. He wouldn't go out and challenge it to preach the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't need to fuck with that dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about his shit. I don't care about his content. I don't care about squashing no beef. The way I see it, there is no beef. My opinion is he's the PlayStation version of Crap Gamer. That's how I feel about him. Then that's not going to change.
Well, I tell you, one of the things he did say is he said, take the information that you get from me, then go over to Crap and Mooch's channel and use it against them. I'm like, you a fucking dishwasher. I mean, you got dishwasher problems. That's what a dishwasher does. It's like, damn, I mean, let this shit go. Yeah, he's a dishwasher. But that's why I put that's why I put beef in parentheses, because I'm like, it ain't no beef because he's a dishwasher. Yeah. I mean, so, oh my God.
Yeah, so that's really the reality of him, and I'll talk more on my channel on this, but that's pretty much the gist of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't mess with him. Maybe he wants to connect because my channel got bigger as compared to when it was only like 100 subscribers and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? I built my channel. So I say, what's funny is when my channel started, my first couple of guests wasn't even PlayStation gamers. They were Xbox gamers. You know what I'm saying? But again, he's trying to tell people that I was cloud chasing because of PlayStation E3 in 2016. Like this, the dude doesn't know what he's talking about and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, a lot of people know me for debating, trying to present facts, present information, MPD numbers, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Yeah, I was just a year ago. I'm out there betting people who's gonna win November MPD. Where the fuck was he?
That's a classic too. Shout out to
he wasn't fucking around.
Yeah.
He ain't put his money on this shit.
Yeah, D still ain't recovered from that shit. So because that
he used it on baking soda.
Yeah.
He's getting lit.
Because that voice that you and Zaire for D, it sounds just like him because he did say that shit about once they see games on the Xbox X.
He's like, it's not looking good, man. He's like, when you see the Xbox One X and the 4K resolution, you're not gonna look at your PlayStation 4 and Pro the same. You know, the hardcore gamers, they're gonna come and rally behind the Xbox. You know, if you're a true gamer, you just can't help it. You're just not gonna go back to PlayStation. You're just not. I'm like, this motherfucker's on crack. I knew he was on crack before it was confirmed. So I'm like, you had to be doing lines of coke. I'm like, this dude is bugging. I'm telling you, bro, the most expensive consoles never win November. That shit don't happen. Listen, people don't wait to buy a console in November so they could pay full price. That's not how it works.
Because I had to take an L on that too. I'm like, okay, it's new hardware.
Yeah, you did find out this.
And when I came out and admitted, I'm like, hey, look, and matter of fact, I was on 60 frames no lag.
I even told you, bro, you're pulling like, I'm like Moses. I freed you from the Egyptians and you still don't believe in God. Like, what the fuck is it gonna take?
But I didn't know the history. I'm like, okay, it's new hardware. It should win based on it being brand new. I'm like, if it can't win being brand new, they'll never win. It hasn't won.
I told people it's $500 versus the most popular console for $200.
Yeah.
What the hell did they think was gonna happen? Yeah, let me not get the console all my friends get for $200 when I could get an X for $500 and play what?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed.
The better versions on the multiplats? No one's gonna give a fuck.
Well, what about Assassin's Creed 1080p 60?
Bro. Oh shit. Red Dead, we could talk about that. Red Dead didn't even help. Bro, that shocked me.
That did.
Fucking Xbox One in last place despite Red Dead.
And it got outsold almost.
The Switch outsold it. And the Switch doesn't have no new. I think Pokemon came out, but when did Pokemon come out? Eevee and whatever.
What was it? I do not know. I didn't know it had a new one out.
Yeah, I think it's out. I think Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go something. But it wasn't on the top 10 charts. But Red Dead, bro, like you can't even get second place with Red Dead, the best version of Red Dead.
Which means it's not the best version.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not gonna bullshit. It is the best version. It is on a technical level the best version, but it doesn't mean nothing. Like it's $500.
But with I thought if you bought Red Dead, no, if you bought Red Dead, didn't they give you like $100 off and the game? It was something.
There was like a deal and stuff like that. Like
a weird deal.
Dealer was out there acting like Best Buy trying to sell the shit.
Well, I bought something at Best Buy. Let's just say I walked out the back and I was very disappointed. Very, 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 very disappointed. I was back there for 15 minutes waiting. But no, they what's up, Carlos? It's got fake HDR. I'm like, they got the worst. Everybody's got the worst version of that game. You can't have a game with fake HDR.
I don't know. But is it on both consoles, fake HDR, or only on the Xbox?
Sir. Yes, sir. Fake HDR on both consoles. So they both get the gas face from me. I took my shit back. I'm like, when you fix this, I said, when they fix it, I'll pick it up again. You know? So,
you got rid of the game?
Yeah. The best open world game, because I had an X that I played on that X. I mean, as far as top to bottom, but looking is Far Cry 5. Because, I mean, you got a huge open world. You got an ecosystem. It's not the same size ecosystem as Red Dead, but you got a lot more things going on screen at once. I mean, you'll have cars exploding. You'll be, killing people and blowing shit up. And it's 4K native 30 FPS with full encrypted HDR.
What game is this?
That's Far Cry 5. It's it's the better technical open world game based on the tech. Now, I'm not here to say it's a better game. That's opinion. But what's not opinion is one's got a 10-bit encrypted HDR and the other one's got fake HDR. So yeah, a competitor said it has turkeys. Well, they both had turkeys, I guess, but yeah, they're both open world. They both have their fetch quest, So But not. I mean, for me, that's what I saw on the X this past year. I'm like, well, I prefer Far Cry. It's the better looking game. But that's my opinion. That is my. But you're right as far as it not helping the Xbox. I'm like, I don't know what's going to help the Xbox X. I mean, just
it's too late. It's too late. See, this is the thing, and in general, I don't like the whole mid-gen refresh, but I get it though. I get the reason behind it. As I'm watching, because if you notice, you know, the prediction now is new consoles are coming out 2020, right? You know, so that's 7 years. You know, so the last time that hey, you got your speakers feedback. So the last time that happened was the PS3 360, and a lot of people were complaining that you have the speaker on. A lot of people were complaining that the generation was too long.
Hold on, let me make sure. No,
I'm hearing myself.
Oh. No, there's nothing on here.
You don't have you have the video playing in the background? Do you have your sound coming out of like your are you listening through a headphone or through like speakers?
Oh, I'm listening through speakers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. Okay, so you're not listening to headphones. Okay. So yeah. So your mic's picking up your speakers then. But
okay. All the way.
But right. So fuck, I forgot what I was saying. Damn, god damn it, Craig. Top 5 security in the world, Craig. Made me forget what the fuck I was talking about. Fuck, I'm sure my age. What was we talking about?
Red Dead and
Red Dead. No, what the fuck? Oh no, so mid-gen refresh. Okay, so
mid-gen refresh.
If you notice now, we're about to reach 6 years into the current gen, right?
Correct.
But nobody's really complaining that the gen is taking too long for new consoles because you know the Pro and the X kind of stifled that, kind of suppressed it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So 4K, you know, because now people are talking about 4K, HDR. So that kind of suppressed the need for consoles to come out on a 5th year because people got a little bit boost in graphics. So that's what I see next gen refreshes are. It's just to suppress those negative opinions simply because the truth is these console manufacturers, they cannot go with 5-year cycles. That's just not realistic. These consoles will always be from here on out 6 to 7 year cycles, but they'll most likely do mid-gen refresh to give you a little bit of taste of the next technology, but it's going to run shitty. You know what I'm saying? Like the way it is now, it's not fully fleshed out 4K. You know, you're not really getting a lot of 4K 60 games. You're still getting fake HDR.
Yeah.
So the next console, so we're getting a taste of what the next console is really going to truly do. Much better 4K, native 4K gaming, a lot more games at 60 frames, you know, fucking 10-bit, fucking real HDR, none of this fake HDR shit. So you're going to get a lot better quality games. And then I would imagine the next refresh, you'll probably get like 12-bit HDR, maybe 6K graphics, you know, shit like that. Ray tracing, you know what I'm saying? You'll get a little bit of a taste of the next generation of consoles or what's fully going to be implemented. So that's how I see it. So I see it as, you know, you have PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4.5, and now PlayStation 5. You have the 0.5, which gives you a taste of the next generation of technology. And that allows these companies to do 6-7 year cycles. We're not going to see 5-year gaming console cycles. It's just not feasible when a game takes 5 years to make. It's just not feasible.
Yeah, that's true. Not unless you're using the same assets. They may be able to use it off in 30 months. Yeah, so, you know. You'll get a PS5.
And even then, you'll probably get 2. Because let's say, look at Guerrilla. They made 2 games, right? So, but if they were to make a 3rd game, it would be like Killzone, which I fucking God forbid. It will be their 2nd Killzone. It's not like back in the days where one company made like 5 games or 6 games in a generation. Now you might get look at CD Projekt Red. They're still working on their 2nd project.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and people are questioning it because nobody knows what it looks like on console. Because what we've seen was on
of course. They're primary PC developers, so that makes sense. But anyway, damn. So what was the whole point of that rant, motherfucker? Yo, I'm getting old for this shit. And to over shit.
The generations we're going to, we're always going to have like a point,
I guess maybe. I'm assuming that's my point. I guess.
Grand opening, grand.
You know what I'm saying? Oh no, okay. So yeah, I know. Remember my point. So I knew Xbox One X wasn't gonna circle the wagon with more hardware, because that's not the key to a successful console when it's all said and done. That's something you do in the beginning of the gen, because when people talk about hardware in the beginning, and here's the thing, this is not something I said by myself. Fucking Seamus Backley said the same thing.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the gen, the conversations about hardware, because it leads to the expectations of what we're gonna get for a new generation of gaming. What type of games, what type of worlds will be built, all that stuff. So that's why it's all about the hardware. It's not really all about the hardware, but that's why hardware in the beginning is so talked about. That's why everybody talks about hardware the first 2 years. But after that, the conversation's over. It's no longer talking. We need to see doing. We need to see the walk. We talk the talk. Now we need to see the hardware do the walk. You understand what I'm saying? We need to see these games with the new technologies. We need to see how they look, how they play,
Mm-hmm.
Refreshing the gen with hardware talk is not going to restart the conversation over, because we already had that conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. We want to see the games. And that's that. So by the time X came out, they're like, oh, PlayStation gamers change the narrative. No, the gaming industry and all gamers change the narrative, because we already had 2-3 years conversation of, excuse me, of hardware. We don't want 2-3 years more. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Excuse me, hey, let me get something to drink real quick, because goddamn, hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, are you fine? Hold on, CBS is all right. There's a VGA award, and then CBS has another award show on like 2 days later, like a major one. It's going to be on after 60 Minutes. So it's a Sunday show, and it's a big show. Apparently, it's the so you may see some gaming announcements at that show, and it's because it could be, in theory. This is the first time the gaming awards will be on regular mainstream TV, and there are 0 Xbox games nominated for any awards.
What channel?
There's CBS. CBS is having its own award.
It's going to be it's having its own.
Yeah, CBS is having their own video game award show. And it's supposed to come on after 60 Minutes.
Who's hosting it?
I did not see the host. It's you just go to CBS Game Awards, and you'll see the list of games. They've got a bunch of Nintendo games and PlayStation games. They got 0 Xbox games.
That's like advertisement. That's kind of like the Grammys.
Oh yeah,
not Grammys, the Oscars.
And it sucks for Jeff Keighley, because it's 2 days after his award show. It's like literally 2 days after his award show, then CBS is doing theirs.
Okay.
So it's kind of a kick in his balls, because he if you all look at what he did just to get the VGAs to where it is, that man used his own money.
Yeah. But he never expanded it. What he needed to do was just that. Mm-hmm. Get with CBS or NBC or ABC. Put it on the limelight right next to the Emmys. Because you got the Grammys on CBS, the Emmys on NBC, the Oscars on ABC. Hell, go to Fox. Put the VGAs on primetime TV. You know what I'm saying? Get it out there. And he didn't try to do that for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It could have been a money thing. He got it to where it's recognized at least worldwide. I know it's going to stream his version. It streams worldwide. I'm not going to watch it. I just told people to hit me up on Twitter, tell me what they saw, because it's all subjective. To me, the best game I played this year was Detroit Become Human, and it ain't even nominated. So, but it's all subjective.
Yeah, it's all subjective.
Yeah, so
I mean, just like every other art form, is a subjective conversation and stuff like that.
yeah. Yes, Ryan Landis and CBS doesn't even have Red Dead Redemption 2 as Game of the Year contender. Well, it just came out.
It says the CBS one doesn't even have RDR2 as a Game of the Year contender. Wow, that's some funny shit.
But look at the ones it does have. They've been out all year long.
Oh, there's probably like a cutoff.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be on next year's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Red Dead will win awards for next year
too. Because a lot of these awards don't go through like January through December. They have to do a cutoff. You understand what I'm saying? So it might be like if the award show is in November, then like the target group is like December through September. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then October they do the voting and all that shit, and then they have it ready for a November show. Because there's a lot of logistics you have to have, you know. So it's usually like a window. You know, they do that with music. Like I remember seeing music awards. I'm like, man, that song came out like almost a year and a half ago. Yeah. That's because it was right in the beginning of where the qualification started, you know?
Yeah. No, you're right about
how it is. You know?
You are 100% correct about that. Well, are you excited for Hellblade being in physical form?
Oh, my God.
Well, wait a minute. Think about it. Think about it like this. Ninja Theory is a Microsoft first-party studio. They are making a game. Granted, it's a port. It is still a Microsoft game coming to the PlayStation. And I'm predicting it's going to be the first of many first-party.
Well, no, but I'm going to be honest. I mean, I see what you're doing. But the truth is, the game was already obligated on PlayStation. So Microsoft, it's kind of like Minecraft. Microsoft's gonna honor any game that was already supported on PlayStation. I don't think Phil has a big deal. I don't think I don't think he has an issue supporting PlayStation. In my opinion, he knows now's not the right time. It will piss off a lot of Xbox gamers. He's afraid that it might tarnish the brand. So if you notice, he's slowly weaning. It's kind of like this xCloud, right?
Yeah.
You know what xCloud is? It's fucking always online DRM.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You understand? But it's said in a different way. So he's carefully choosing. Not saying that he will support PlayStation. I'm not saying that. But if he is, he's not going to brute force it in one big lump. He's not going to do it like that. He's just not going to do it like that, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not in the best interest of the brand at this point. If anything, he's going to go after what I like to call the low-hanging fruit. The easy stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's doing like the real simple stuff. Like, hey, you guys are playing Minecraft, we'll cross-play together. You know, the little stuff. Let's get our games on phones to xCloud. Let me open up the Windows Store app on Mac computer. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. You know, because there's Steam. Steam is on Mac, isn't it?
That I don't know.
Well, no.
I would assume it is, because I thought Steam was pretty much everywhere, but I'm not sure.
I could have sworn Steam was on Mac computer or something. Or am I wrong because of the operating system? Let me see. Hold on. I know something. Let me see. Steam.
Savage Users and Savage. They're saying They're all saying it is in the chat. They're saying it Mac because Cuphead I guess can be played. I guess on Mac. So. And Jemiah Dixon saying it is too. So yeah, I believe it is. I can't say 100%. Everybody's saying it is.
But it's just how it is, right?
Pretty smart audience. So
you know, hell, Microsoft Office is on Mac. You don't even need to own Windows to run Microsoft Office.
That's true.
They have a Mac specific one. So you know what I'm saying? So Microsoft is gonna go for the low hanging fruit that no one's gonna have issues. Put it on Mac. Put it on phones via streaming. You know, obviously it's on PC. So everybody's not going to have, or at least the hardcore fans not going to have issues because in their mind, a multiplat is a game that's on an Xbox and PlayStation. If it's on any other platform, it's exclusive to Microsoft. So pretty much that definition of exclusive is not on PlayStation. It could be on every other device in the entire goddamn world. But if it's not on PlayStation, it's an exclusive. That's it. Because I have to be like, it is exclusive. Can you play on PlayStation? Bro, I could play this shit on the phone, but can you play it on PlayStation? And you be like, no, exclusive. And I'm like, oh man, these guys are bugging, bro. Like these guys, and that's that's the type of mentality they have for the last 4 years. Now that they're just cemented in that mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? They even bringing old shit back that completely failed them. Now, they try to bring back stocks, and now they're trying to bring back sparse. Oh my God,
I saw that. Yeah, I saw the whole stock thing. Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back from K Mega, because I fired Fidelity Investments since K Mega was so astute and pointing out that Sony stock went down a whopping 84 cents in 6 hours.
Yeah, like every week, the stocks in every across the spectrum shift like $1 to $3 every other day. It just doesn't mean anything. But here's the thing: that's for the whole company, right? So these guys don't want to talk about game sales, despite the fact that a lot of the conversations they have, damn, I don't know why Rice didn't make a Rice 2. Because it didn't sell, motherfucker. What else? This is what we're trying to tell you. Man, Quantum Break was dope. I don't know why Remedy ain't trying to make a part 2. It didn't sell. Dog, man. The recourse is shit. It didn't sell. This is what we're trying to tell y'all. All right? It didn't sell. That's it. Yo, I don't know why Microsoft ain't going back to Insomniac and get that Sunset Overdrive 2, dog. It didn't sell. All right? The game could be great, but they're not doing charity. It didn't sell, bro. Like, come on. That's what we're talking about. But let's talk stocks. Let's talk about, I remember in 2014, they were talking about, like the whole year, these guys were talking about, it was at the time where Sony was shutting down their PC division because their Sony Vaio wasn't doing good. Yeah, so somehow their PC division resulted in the reason why PlayStation don't have exclusives or wasn't pushing out exclusives. They're not going to get God of War. We're not going to get a Gran Turismo. We're most likely not going to get an Uncharted, all because Sony's shutting down PC division. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
It's about
like, how the fuck did they do one thing that like I don't understand? And where was JTech? He wasn't there.
Yeah, he was.
And I'm listening to this shit.
I mean, he's not. But it's
I'm listening to this shit. This thing went for like a whole year. This narrative, that PlayStation is gonna be nothing but indies and multiplats. Yeah. And I'm like, these dudes are wilding, bro. Like this narrative shit is fucking insane, and nobody's saying nothing, bro. Like this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
well, everybody it wasn't true. That was
it wasn't true. Now, here's the thing. It's 2018.
Yep.
It is clear that the PC division had no impact on the success of PlayStation. It was literally irrelevant to how PlayStation ultimately became possibly the most successful PlayStation in the history of Sony, right? This is possibly the most successful console of all time when you combine every metric of finance, console sales, game sales, everything. It's fucking sweeping. Fucking PS Now is making more money than Game Pass. I mean, like, literally, this thing is, like, doing nothing wrong in terms of ultimate success, right?
Yeah.
So
they're right about that, yeah. No,
so we see in hindsight a couple of things. We see in hindsight Sony wasn't broke to where they couldn't support PlayStation. They weren't broke to where they couldn't create new IPs or new games because we got Uncharted. We got fucking a new engine, Decima, that was used for Killzone and for Horizon Zero Dawn, right? We got Until Dawn, Bloodborne. We got 3 new AAAs coming soon: Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and Days Gone, Concrete Genie, Dreams. Fucking, we got games fucking galore. So now they're trying to spread a new narrative, sparse, because of we're not showing up to E3. Now I'm gonna say this is just my opinion. I am disappointed that Sony's not at E3. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is our Super Bowl. You know, this is where the whole industry meet up in one particular week, and we all take the time for the whole week to watch these shows, do live streams, talk about just gaming, right? Of course, we're going to do our shit talking of the conferences, but ultimately, this is our week. One major player is not going to be part of that, right? Which fucking sucks. Yeah. But that's not the same as the console's going to have no games. Like, we see this narrative on whatchamacallit, on Twitter saying, "Oh, Sparse is coming," and I'm like, how the hell do you dumbasses can say that knowing that we got Days Gone, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and you ain't got no IP that's gonna go toe to toe with The Last of Us 2? None. Yeah. Not Gears 5, not Halo Infinite. It's a wrap.
Well, let me say this. Did they not realize that Sony is trapping them? Because every game that Microsoft shows is going to be a multi-plat, which will be 90%. So as soon as the game is finished showing, Sony's going to have a video ready to go.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing on why I think Sony, and I mentioned this, why Sony is not going to be at E3, right? And there's not damage controlling. This is just, we just have to face reality. There's most likely no new AAA games being made for the PlayStation 4.
Correct.
I think Sony at a certain point cut the umbilical cord, and now they push forward to making new games for the PlayStation 5.
That's true.
Okay? If they were to show anything new for the PlayStation 4 at E3, it would be, probably new games, but it would be like, Judge Eyes, Project Awakening, which they look great, but they already showed those at TGS. Right?
Yeah.
So there's nothing new. Multiplats, which is okay, but they're multiplats. We don't need a Sony specific event to show multiplats.
What about Neo 2? Is it Neo? Is it Neo 2? Is it
Neo? That's like one game though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have enough content to actually show. Because here's the thing: I don't care who you are, Nintendo, Xbox, whatever. When you see a specific event by the first party publishers, you want to see new games exclusive provided by that publisher or a deal that they made for a new exclusive. You understand? Like if you're going to watch a Microsoft show E3, it's because you want to see something exclusive to Xbox and whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you see a Nintendo E3, you want to see something exclusive to Nintendo. Of course, you're going to have the multiplats, which is cool. Like, they're like the undercard fights. But the main event is what new IPs are you creating, or you contracted somebody to create. Kind of like E3 2016 when Sony unveiled Spider-Man. They published it, Insomniac Dev did, but it's a PlayStation exclusive. That's the shit we want to see. They're not going to have that at E3 because their next major event is going to be about the PlayStation 5. Now, why not show the PlayStation 5 at E3? That's where the speculation comes in. Some people are saying that they're going to have their own event. Some people are assuming they're going to have their own event, and it's better to do it at their event than at E3. That's one speculation, right?
Yeah, I've heard that one.
That's one speculation. My speculation, that I have is that the PS5 is not ready. So I don't think we're going to get any type of event in 2019. I think what they're going to do in 2019 is we're going to get release dates to all these big major AAA new IPs, right?
Yeah.
And the 2 months before leading up to the release date, they're going to do media market blitz. You saw the train for Spider-Man.
Yeah,
you saw the NBA, I think it was the All-Star game.
Yeah.
At halftime, they had the commercial of God of War in the middle of the stadium. So I think they're going to do stuff like that leading up to each games. And for the rest of the year, what we're going to be talking about are the games that all come out. We're going to be talking about The Last of Us. We're going to be talking about whatever. When Sony's ready to unveil the PlayStation 5, that's when we're going to be seeing new games because they're going to be PlayStation 5 games. Sony's not going to put the cart before the horse and go to E3 and unveil PlayStation 5 games and then end the show. And then all of us are like, you forgot the console, Sony. And they're going to be like, what are the consoles? Because then everybody's going to be like, well, this wasn't running on PlayStation 5. It was running on PC. You know what I'm saying? They have to show the console.
Say that already, though? Didn't a bunch of those simps say that they saw those games from E3? Was it E3 last year? The Last of Us, and a bunch of simps are running around saying that they buttered their biscuits and said, "Oh no, that was a PS5."
Yeah. Oh no, or a dev kit. It was running on dev kits.
Yeah, it was a dev kit. Yeah.
And then Naughty Dog had to come out and say no, it was running on the Pro, and then that changed everything. That was like, oh shit. That changed everything.
Yeah. Well, they like that. I tell people on my podcast that guys, they like their biscuits buttery over there, so they're gonna say shit like that.
Yo, it's just so you got that narrative. PlayStation got no games because of no E3, and it's funny the people who are saying that. I'm asking them, well, since you want to talk about games, I mentioned new AAA IPs, whatever, right? They'd be like, oh, but you ain't got no release dates. I'm like, oh my god, we're back to this tactic again. Like, how about this?
One. All right, well, how about this one? Oh, go ahead.
I'll be like, how about you name me new AAA IPs that Microsoft answered? Yeah. And they completely ignore that question. They just go back to no E3, no E3. I'm like, oh my god, you guys are lost causes, bro. No wonder Microsoft don't give a fuck about wanting to create compelling new AAA. No wonder they're comfortable admitting to people that one of their big visions is to create AA games where they can release games every 2 to 3 years to support Game Pass. Matt Booty said that.
Yeah,
he said that.
Great point. And that's exactly why they're buying those studios. My favorite one is that Sony is closing, therefore they're not going to E3. I just think it's a search for relevance because see they're what you just said is true. That narrative. Therefore, you guys need to go out and support Xbox because we're getting games. That's because that's ultimately what they're saying. Oh, you all don't have no games. You need to come to Xbox because we got games. You know, even though you just put it very nicely. All right, what games you got? And they don't say nothing.
It's just weird. They're just a weird breed, you know. And the thing is, they don't learn. Like
that's true.
Like you double down on lies and narratives for 3 to 4 years, and I'm assuming they were hoping. I don't know how. I don't know why they would think like this, but I'm assuming they were hoping that would like change the outlook of Xbox versus PlayStation in terms of consumers or whatever, right? Because these dudes, the funniest thing these dudes were doing, these Xbox guys were doing, they will go out on Fridays just to see which stores sold out of Xbox. So they can start talking about, oh my God, I used to hashtag it, hashtag empty pallets. I used to do that. Because, that shit was wild. I'm in my house, right? Drinking my, coquito, my Spanish eggnog, our version, right? Eating food, playing games, talking shit. And these dudes are taking pictures and videos. They out in these streets, going from store to store, not even shopping for Black Friday. They're looking at Xbox One inventory. And like the reason why, if you could, I don't know, like hashtag empty pallets, and you're gonna have to like scroll back to like 2 years ago. But these dudes were doing, saying, oh, empty pallets. So I would be hashtagging empty pallets to make fun of them because these dudes would be like, oh, I found another place, no Xbox in sight, PlayStation's everywhere, empty pallets, And I'm like, these dudes were saying that shit, right? And then when the NPD results come in, fucking PlayStation #1. And I'm like, empty pallets. PlayStation consoles everywhere. You could build a fucking castle with all these PlayStation. Dudes were on Twitter doing the most. They were like, oh yeah, you could build a castle with all these PlayStation 4 boxes. Laugh out loud, no game, sparse.
Yeah.
And then fucking NPD will come out and Xbox will get slaughtered. I'm like, these guys wasted a whole Friday for nothing. Like taking pictures and talking about them seeing, man, literally people be like, oh, I just walked in GameStop and I see a whole line of people buying Xboxes. And that's what they literally went into GameStop for. Just to see the crowd. Just to see the crowd. Not to actually buy anything for themselves, to see what the crowd is buying. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm the NPD king, but I ain't fucking walking around store to store. Like there's dudes. I'm reading these tweets because Tim Dog, he made it easy because he would retweet it. Yeah. So I would just be reading it. And there's like one dude that was like, oh, I'm on my 5th store in Best Buy. Yep, Xbox all sold out. NPD unlock. I'm like, oh my God, bro. This is crazy.
Did he really videotape somebody outside of Best Buy, or is that just people?
No, that's him.
Bullshitting.
No, that's him. That's his voice. That's his Nissan. That's him. That ain't no fake thing. That's Tim Dog. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something about Tim Dog. He calmed the fuck down. A lot of people are like, oh, Tim Dog's a massive fanboy. You did not know Xbox 360, Tim Dog. You do not. This is like Thanos with only one gem. Y'all didn't know Thanos with all 6 Infinity gems. Tim Dog on the 360 era? Holy shit, bro. Yo, he was ruthless.
Well, I tell you what, let's give a shout out. The funniest thing I've heard this generation.
Like he calmed down. Obviously, he got older and all that stuff. So he calmed down more. But Tim Dog, if everybody thinks he's a rabid fanboy now, this is like literally Thanos with one gem. Not even hell. This is Thanos with just a glove. The gems aren't even in it yet. He had full Infinity Gauntlet during the 360 era. Oh shit. It was off the hook. He was off the hook during that era. Tim Dog was off the hook during the 360 era.
And what about when Zaire said that there were people on the Xbox? This is when Sea of Thieves came out. I don't know if you heard that story. When Sea of Thieves came out, he said there were people on the Xbox leaving their Xboxes on to make it look like they were playing Sea of Thieves.
I think he was making jokes, but he see people having like 300 hours, and this was like during the beta when there was nothing to do. And he's like, what the fuck do you do in this game? There's nothing in this game. He's like, I hate to question your integrity, but I think y'all just leaving this shit running in the background.
It is hilarious, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I saw somebody's stat. They had like 150 hours of Spider-Man. I'm like, how the fuck? Like, bro, what did you do? Like, you turned the game on, then went straight to Pornhub? Like 150 hours? You were swinging all fucking day.
Yeah, not unless you were trying
like the game had a lot of content, but not that much. That's just like playing Fallout right now. Now you're playing The Witcher 3 fucking shit.
Yeah, that's the one thing I enjoyed about Bethesda's games was they were all real long. I mean, you'd have 180 to 240 hours in their games. So.
Have you played Fallout 76?
No, I was trying to see if people were going to get it, and I was going to play it. And
J-Dub got it. I think J-Dub got it, or they got it. But like, I love Fallout, but the single player. But I did love ESO when they had Elder Scrolls Online. Fantastic game, but it didn't come out this buggy though. Like, of course, like all games, it'll have its issues.
Yeah, problems. Yeah,
but it was nothing like Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is just looking bad.
Yeah, I heard. I heard nothing. Well, J-Dub said it wasn't as bad as people were saying, but I don't know if he's played it since then, because he said he played it. He said he played it like all last weekend or something like that, didn't he? Yeah, I think he said he played it for a few hours and he had no issues at all.
Probably played the PC version.
The Xbox version drops down to 12 FPS.
That's crazy.
World's most powerful console, or second, because everybody forgets about the Chinese console, the Sabor. That's the most powerful console in the world. It's got a Ryzen CPU and a big. Yeah, the Chinese console. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking console. So,
what games does it have though?
Oh, that I don't know. So, but it doesn't need games for the rock. It's like the Xbox X. It's got the power. No games, just the power.
That's crazy. But I like Fallout, but that game looked too buggy. Elder Scrolls Online, that game, I mean, it had its issues like always, but it wasn't that bad. And they patched it up, but the game was phenomenal. I was playing that game for a long time.
Yeah,
in 2015.
My friend Haji plays that.
And that game came out around the same time as The Witcher 3, which fucking sucked because you had two big, huge games that had so much content. And, fuck. But yeah. And I love the Fallout universe. I still have to finish my last DLC, which is the Nuka-Cola one. I still have to finish that DLC. But I pretty much beat the main game. Fallout 4, yeah. So I beat the main game, and I beat Far Harbor.
Yeah.
And I have to play the other one, the other DLC.
Okay, well, that was the one for the Harbor one. Was that the one where the monster was in the water or something like that?
Yeah, they're like, no, you go to another town and like they're in the fog and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I heard about it. I'm like, all right, see, but to me, Fallout 4 felt like Fallout 3 DLC. I mean, to me, they could have sold that as DLC for like $39.99.
Oh, you're talking about the whole game?
Yeah, it was just
It
like
had a lot of content.
Yeah, it did have a lot to do. I ain't gonna lie. It was
And
fun.
then you were able to fly in the vertibird. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was surprised the game was able to handle that. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
That you could fly throughout the whole city and fucking, you know, shoot shit with your machine gun and stuff like that. So I was pretty impressed with that.
Yeah. No, I've enjoyed all the Fallouts. I didn't care for Vegas, but I know I'm in the minority because people were ready to friggin' render me unconscious when I said I don't like Fallout New Vegas. I'm like, damn. You know,
I played that on a PS3. My God, it was glitchy, but I beat it though. But man, that was probably the worst game I played in terms of quality. In terms of not quality as in fun or just the technical quality. My God, that game will crash, drop down to 2 frames. I'm like, man, this is killing me, bro.
Yeah, and it was coming off of Fallout 3, which is still arguably one of the best games made for that generation.
Yeah, Fallout 3 was amazing. Yeah. I played the game twice because my halfway. No, the reason why, not because I wanted to play it, but like close towards the end, my data save file corrupted.
Oh shit!
So I had to start all over.
Oh shit!
I was like, fuck.
Did you do all that DLC for Fallout 3?
Yeah, I did it all. Yeah. I did it all.
I did too.
What I like about this the Fallout 4, they stopped the level cap. Thank God. I hated that level cap.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
God, I hate that. And that the only way you can raise the level is with the DLC. I hated that. I thought that was stupid. Like I don't see the point in level caps for a game for a single player game or whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't blame it. Yeah, now Fallout the Alaska Anchorage thing because the weapons you get when I got that Gauss rifle, I went out looking for stuff to kill. I'm like, I'm gonna go kill a bunch of death claws. I was just popping them in their heads. Their heads were exploding. Yeah. You know, that Gauss rifle. Yeah, this was good. Well, all right, bro. Man, you got anything else to add? We can jump on here. I know it's late over there. I'm gonna give me some vittles.
All right, brother. Yeah. Thanks for having me on the show.
Man, no problem. No problem.
Hit the like button.
Like button because it was grand opening, grand closing. And JT, he's a dishwasher. He's a dishwasher. Man. But check out PUERTOROCK. He's reviving 60 frames, no lag.
That's right. We were doing it as 8 p.m. Eastern. I think that's what we agreed upon.
Yeah.
On Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
So 60 frames is coming back. Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. And then go ahead and plug your other one you got with Next Gen.
Oh yeah, and then well he does the multiplayer. Oh, I do Digital Streets on Sundays. Yeah, 12 p.m. Usually it actually goes at 1 p.m. Sundays because we try to do at 12 p.m. but it just never works out. So it's like usually 1 p.m. 12 to 1 p.m. Sundays. That's the window. And then obviously Zaire has his multiplayer podcast, and he has like 100 podcasts. And then you do your thing whenever you feel like it.
Well, I may do one Friday night on the Black Eyed Children. That'll be a late podcast though. So yeah, gonna do that because we got a lot of compliments on the Halloween podcast. We did some spooky stories, so gonna maybe try to do something like that once a month. Just liven it up a little bit. So. Get a little different audience. You got your flat earthers out there. We're gonna do some urban legend stuff. It is generally a short podcast, 45 minutes to an hour, so it's not too long. Don't want to give anybody the nightmares, but yeah. So check out my main man, PUERTOROCK. Thanks for swinging by, man. You're welcome anytime. You know that.
Man, thank you for the invite. It was awesome.
Man, no problem. And he's over there serving the country. So salute to you. And hopefully your family's doing well. It's always good. And guys, we're going to get on up out of here. Like the man said, grand opening,
grand closing.
Thanks for swinging by, guys. And I'll hit the like button, share. Yeah, and don't be a dishwasher, people. You can be a lot of things this time of year. Just don't be a dishwasher. So y'all take it.
All right.